time today because
that was good.
Yeah, it was
That was good.
And you are one of my favorite 80s artists. And I've always had a huge crush on you. So doing this interview today is really just beyond for me.
Don't you have excellent musical taste?
I do have excellent musical taste. And you want to know, so much has changed in our music today. What's the biggest change that you've seen between your music of the 80s, which is so iconic now, and what's happening today in music?
Well, I mean, a lot, a lot. Television has sort of taken over even more than it was. TV's a huge part of it now. It's not so much of an audio as it is a visual. Machines have taken over Pro Tools and all the technology so that almost anybody can do it anymore with the proper technology. Things I think have gotten a little more sort of predictable and not as much fun, but then again, there are exceptions.
Well, your music was always super fun. And I mean, my memories of the 80s and the 90s and all the tunes that you had, like, they're just something that's going to stay with us for so long. And to have you here right now and have you be Grand Marshal in an 80s themed Winterfest parade, it's just unbelievable.
Well, you're sweet to say all that. And yeah, but that was the point, Interestingly, we started just before music television, for MTV. And I was always thought to write songs. I always tried to write songs that were timeless, that weren't time sensitive, so that it could appeal to everybody. Which is kind of interesting because a lot of our songs that we wrote in our 20s are actually more appropriate for me at this age. So, and it was not something that I did by design. I just felt that was the way my favorite songs were written, so that's what I did. We have a bunch of new songs that are about to come out, actually. I just made a deal with BMG, and we have 7 or 8 new things that, and a couple of them I'm very excited about. Some of our best work, really.
Really? And is it sort of like following the traditional trajectory of your music, or is it stuff that's very different?
No, it is. It's kind of back to what we used to do. We added a horn section maybe 15 years, probably 20 years ago now, and we kind of did a few rhythm and blues records and some tribute stuff and kind of retro stuff, just capturing performances. But this record is more of a contemporary record. It's more kind of like our original, like the sports stuff, I think.
How has your music changed through the years?
We were able to play better and capture it as a performance, which I like better because you can feel the ambience. You can feel the interplay between the musicians. And my favorite music is always that. It's music that's played as a team, kind of a synergistic thing, a Rubik's Cube, if you will, where you can feel the musicians feeding off one another, and we're able to do that better now because frankly we're better musicians than we were.
What's your favorite thing about your audience? How can the audience get you excited when you're doing a concert?
Well, the best part about an audience is they matter. Audiences are different. I mean, and it's amazing how audiences can be so different and not just, it's not regional, it's not geographical, it's not age or anything else. Audiences just tend to be in different moods, and they inform every performance.
Well, the heart of rock and roll is certainly still beating here in Fort Lauderdale for Winterfest this year.
It is, and that's a good thing.
So how does it feel to be the Grand Marshal?
Well, I'm flattered. I'm honored, really. It's a kind of a nice list of people that have done this before, and I love South Florida, so it seems like a natural fit for me. And
what's your favorite thing about South Florida?
Wow, there's a lot of things. I like. I'm a fly fisherman, mm-hmm. So if you love to saltwater fly fish, this is Mecca right here. And the Keys and all that. And if you like to play golf, there's very few places better. And people have a kind of an attitude in South Florida that's a little bit more relaxed than normal, and I enjoy that.
You enjoy that, and you're kind of a country boy at heart, I think.
I am, actually. I mean, I live in Montana.
Yeah, I know you were telling that earlier.
Which is just like South Florida, but about 40 degrees colder.
So now I'm going to hit you up, and I'm going to ask you here on camera if I can come to your ranch and ride horses with you.
Of course you can. Of course you can. You're absolutely
I'm planning
invited.
a visit.
Absolutely invited.
That's amazing.
We'll do another interview in Montana.
I would love that. We can ride all over the ranch. Can you rope a cow?
Can I rope a cow? Probably. I've only done the rope once or twice. I'm not a roper.
But you're not, because you strike me as kind of like you could be a little bit of a cowboy.
Well, no, I'm not really. I just started riding. I mean, I ride, and I love my horse. My ranch manager is a real cowboy, but we pleasure ride. We pleasure ride.
Well, we are so happy to have you here in South Florida with us, and I'm so glad that you came here to sit down with me. And I'm so glad to be at the Hard Rock where it all began. You were the first show, and now we've got this amazing tower going up here. We have the best show on H2O coming up at Winterfest. We have the boat parade. You're going to be there, Grand Marshal. So many exciting things.
Exciting. Yep, it's exciting.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.